big question really is KTM have kind of went back in time half a decade, but who's going to do better? Ryan Dungey at 32 or Antonio Cairoli at 36? Both different, sort of coming from different angles to this situation, but it's sort of a nice story within the championship already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Dungey must really regret retiring when he did. I think,
he has to. Yeah, he's tried to
yeah,
come back
because
before as
yeah,
well.
exactly. Roger DaCosta said this isn't the first time he's asked, so maybe instead of retiring, he maybe should have announced just taking a year out and then
Yeah,
reassess things, and then KTM maybe would have kept the door open for him. But obviously, once you announce your retirement, it's very tricky to come back. But yeah, he's got his chance now, and it's going to be very interesting. Initially, I thought, if he's around 8th to 12th, that's probably going to be good. But I said that assuming the Cooper Webb and Adamson Cirillo would be racing, but they're not going to be there, and Hurlings isn't going to be there, so that's him up 3 spots already. So he actually could be in around the top 5, if you think about it. But for me, the two favourites going into the championship have to be Tomac and Ferrandis. For me, they're the two favourites, as long as Tomac's knee is okay. And then after that, you're going to have the likes of Anderson and Saxon.
Yeah, I think Saxon for me is going to be quick.
Yeah, but if he can stay on the bike, he loves a crash too. But
for me, he's actually turning that Ezra Lusk a wee bit. I don't know if you remember him.
It's weird though, because Saxon has such a nice style and he's so good to watch. You wouldn't associate a style with crashing, but it seems to happen. Yeah, but for me, who do you think is going to be 2 at the first round, Cairoli or Dungey? For me, Cairoli.
You would think Cairoli, but if Dungey's known this is coming for a while, he loves working hard. And I'm presuming Cairoli is working harder than he's letting on. So you would think Cairoli's the more talented and better rider. But then you have Dungey racing at home in his own country, so that could weigh to his advantage. And if he's actually looking at doing the full championship, I don't think they'll both be far away from top 5. Cairoli, I'm still not sure about the adaptation, how race ready he's going to be. I'm actually surprised he hasn't done a couple of Grand Prix before. The AMA Nationals as a kind of warm up to get the arm pump out of the road and get that race pace intensity in. So my mind's a wee bit wondering how seriously is he taking it? Is he going to go do the whole championship? I don't know, but if he's there for the full championship, he should be certainly top 5, you would think, if he gets away and everything goes well. But Dungey, it's hard to write Dungey off.
My reasoning for Cairoli doing better than Dungey for the first round is because it actually isn't that long since Crowley's race. It's not that long since MXGP ended last year, whereas, I mean, it's been 5 years since Dungey raced. Okay, he's probably been putting plenty of laps in at the practice track, but, practicing and race intensity are 2 completely different things. So that's why I think Cairoli will be sneaky good at this first round, and probably I'm hoping now I've said it, that he'll have more pace than Dungey. Otherwise, I'll look very stupid. But
the thing is that
I think Dungey's more motivated to do the full championship.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Unless Cairoli's, getting 2 podiums the first 2 rounds, he'll probably just. And plus, he sort of has obligations in the GP paddock as well, so it might be tricky for him to do the full championship because obviously he's still testing for the KTM group and he's still coaching the Cairoli guys. So it would be difficult to see him do the full championship unless he starts with a bang. But it certainly is possible. Speed-wise, I don't think he'll be far off the podium, to be honest. Dungey is a bit more unknown, I think, because he hasn't raced in so long.
Yeah, and that track, the first round's at Pala, I think, and obviously a lot of the American guys practice there anyway, so that could give sort of weight to their performances. And Dungey, I think that's the issue there. I would imagine he's looking at just racing the full championship, especially if Cairoli isn't, and is maybe going to be back and forward a bit more. It sounds more like Cairoli's priority is to be in form for the nations and run that number 1 plate. But I think it certainly adds an extra dimension to that championship to see who can do what. And it'll certainly be very exciting to keep an eye on. And Dungey kind of just popped up out of nowhere, but there was a video of him riding a rough sand track. So he's taking this seriously and he's going to be putting all his eggs in the same basket to try and perform. I don't think he's going to be wanting to go out there and run 10th, 11th, 12th.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting. I think he has stated he's going to be hoping to get race wins. So I mean, it's a big claim to make after not racing for 5 years, so he must be happy with his pace at the practice tracks anyway. So it should definitely be interesting. But for me, it's going to be tough for any of them to get close to the Yamahas, especially if if Dylan rides the same way he did last year, he's going to be very fast. But Eli Tomac has just had his best Supercross season ever on the Yamaha. He's usually even better outdoors. So as long as his knee is okay and doesn't give him any pain or anything like that, for me, Tomac's the favourite going into this season. But if Dylan rides the same way he did last year, I don't think it'll be a walk in the park for Tomac, let's say.
And Jet Lawrence